Let me teach you how to share chiropractic with other people. It's very easy. You don't have to get up and give an hour's lecture. Remember the letter N. This is how we're going to explain chiropractic. 5 simple steps. Number 1, chiropractic deals with every level of human performance. There's not a thing a human being does that is not in the realm of chiropractic, because all of human performance is controlled by body chemistry. When people ask you about chiropractic, don't start talking about the spine and the nerves. That's too technical, and it's not really what chiropractic is all about. What chiropractic is about is raising the level of human performance. And all performance is controlled by chemistry. And the chemistry is controlled by glands that make chemicals. Tens of thousands of glands, 70,000 billion cells in the body, all making chemicals. For them to make the right chemicals, for chemical balance and maximum performance, those glands have to be under the control of the central nervous system. That's the system that maintains control, the brain and the spinal cord. When they're in control and all the glands are harmonized, doesn't matter what age you are, your body will do the best that it can because the master control mechanism, the brain, is in charge. That system is controlled and protected, of course, by bone. Now we have the perfect 5 principles. Every level of human performance is controlled by chemistry. The chemistry imbalance is the result of glands producing the right chemicals because they're harmonized by the nerve system. The nerves, in turn, are protected by bone. Until vertebral subluxation. What's that? Vertebral subluxation means the bone has slipped from its proper positioning. Now, instead of protecting the nerves, it's actually irritating the nerves. When the nerves are not coordinated properly, the glands lose their control mechanism. The glands still make chemicals, but not in perfect harmony. The result is an imbalance in body chemistry and lowered performance. And when that performance is down, it affects every aspect of life. Everything. And it'll stay down there. You will never again be all that you could be if your body chemistry is out of balance because of a subluxation. This is why we have chiropractic, not to treat your stupid backaches and headaches and arthritis. And when you go to a chiropractor, don't be upset if your arthritis or your backache doesn't go away the way you want it to. I'll tell you a little secret. Chiropractic always works 100% of the time. You can't get rid of a subluxation without your life potential improving. It always works, but it's absolutely impossible to predict in advance what changes you will see. And some of you want to know, don't you? You ask the chiropractor, you think my sciatica will go away? The honest answer is, how the hell do I know? You know, you're not a walking backache. My job as a chiropractor is to keep all your life channels open. God bless you, I hope your sciatica goes away. But if it doesn't, what are you going to do, close up the life channels again? Keep the channels open all of your life for yourself and the whole family. That's the message. So chiropractic exists not to treat conditions, but to give an adjustment. What is an adjustment? It's that little shove that allows the bone to go back into place, to free up the nerve system so once again it can control the glands. When the glands are controlled and interact in harmony, now body chemistry gets back into balance and your body again performs at its best level for what it has left. The longer you leave the subluxation there, the more permanent damage will accrue. Don't believe that if you get adjusted, you'll never have a problem again or your current disease will go away. I can promise you one thing. When subluxations, I'll promise you 2 things. I won't promise you you'll get well, but I will promise you if you keep your subluxations, you'll get worse. That's an absolute promise. There's no way you can keep those subluxations there without getting worse year by year by year. The damage from vertebral subluxation is cumulative. If you had the subluxation since you were 1 and you got adjusted a day later, well, that's not so terrible. You get adjusted a month later, that's not so great. You get adjusted 30 years later, don't be surprised if some of the damage is permanent. Don't let your kids and your grandchildren start chiropractic as late as you did. You know, sometimes people come into me or any other chiropractor and somebody's had arthritis for 40 years and they get 4 or 5 adjustments and they say, you know, it doesn't feel any better yet. What the hell do you expect? The only thing we have to work with is this rotten mess that you bring in with you that you call your body. What I said is, why don't you get in the car and go home and bring in your grandchildren? So 40 years later, they're not in the same rotten mess looking for a miracle. The job of chiropractic is to correct the subluxation and free up the nerve system so it can once again take control of the glands, bring your chemistry into as much balance as it can so that your performance levels will go back to as high as they can go. If you want to get more results, start your chiropractic care earlier. Now, I want to ask you one more time this final thing. Won't you please help somebody else as you were helped? I'd like you to do two things now. When you go home, the first thing I would like you to do is call up the person who first told you about chiropractic and say thanks. Tell them how you feel. They send so many people to a chiropractor and nobody ever bothers to say thank you. And then the next thing is to sit down and make a little list of some of the people that you're going to tell about chiropractic. If you get home early enough, maybe you can tell them tonight. Let's start the phone calls tonight. Boy, I would love to come back here 6 months from now and talk to all of your friends and all of your neighbors that got into chiropractic care because of you. And you can sit back and know when that kid does well and gets into a good college, the only reason he got into that college is because I told his parents about chiropractic. Hey, not too shabby. It's one thing you can do for humanity that doesn't cost you anything. And then you can do what I do. Go home at night to sleep, put your head on the pillow, and fall asleep with a big old grin on your face because you know you did good stuff that day, and the world's a better place because you took the time and the trouble to care about somebody else. Thank you, and good night.